Hey everyone. So this is totally the first video from me in this year, so I should start with something like Happy New Year, but since a few days have already passed, we are past that point. So instead I will show you some stuff that will give us new projects in this year. So this will be kind of a mailbag video. I decided to move mailbag videos to the secondary channel because well, let's say they do not really fit the main profile of the main channel. But don't worry, things will go as the usual. I will pop up those mailbags, I will show stuff inside, and of course I will put links in the description as usual. Also, in the meantime, I will talk about some projects that these parts will be used for. So if you're interested, keep watching. So mailbag number 1. Before we begin, actually most of these bags contain an assortment of parts and tools, so excuse me if I can't recall everything instantly. I will put the links in the description, so don't worry, you won't miss anything important. So let's go and let's open this first one. Okay, nothing too special here, so some Captain tape. This is nice to have, no specific need for right now, but it can be useful later. Next, a set of D1 minis. Yeah, again, I need these from time to time. These are just my default go-to microcontrollers. Okay, some Arduino Nanos. So I have a specific project in mind for these. These will be used for some RC car action because yeah, one of my daughters is actually pretty obsessed with anything that moves, that can be controlled, like robots, RC cars, drones, whatnot, and she actually have an old RC car that used to be mine when I was a kid. So she fell in love with it and wants me to repair it because it's no longer functional. And I thought, okay, we can do this as something like an experiment. I haven't really built RC cars recently. I mean, yeah, it's been a long time since I was a kid and I was interested in RC cars, and technology evolved a lot. So why not? We will just have some fun with it. And actually, besides being an RC car, actually we'll add some nice functionality because it's a police car, so all those fancy lights and whatnot. So one of these at least is for that project. Okay, next, this is just a bag of soldering iron cleaner, so nothing special. And finally, this kit. So I actually bought this kit because of this connector. So this kit enables you to use an ATX power supply as a bench power supply, which is great, but I didn't really need it. What I needed is pretty much this part, which is a 24-pin ATX connector, and I will need this for the power distribution module of the Raspberry Pi cluster, because I've already mentioned that I'm planning to convert it to an ATX power supply, and I just realized that with the ATX power supply properly utilized, I can do a bunch of stuff, because it has a 5-volt standby line, it has power control and stuff like that. So instead of just taking one of the 5-volt or 12-volt lines and cutting everything else away, I can add this connector to the mentioned, let's call it motherboard, and then I can fully utilize the ATX power supply. And yeah, funny thing that ordering this kit from Banggood together with other stuff was actually cheaper than getting one of these from AliExpress or from a local seller, or I don't know. So it's fun. And now I have a PCB that I will probably won't use, and a bunch of connectors and whatnot. So this was the first bag. Now let's open the second one. Because I mentioned moving parts and whatnot, let's just take this. Those who are familiar with 3D printers already know this. So this is a Chinese manufacturer for 3D printer parts, and this is pretty much a kit of stepper motors and stepper motor drivers, and actually, okay, where do I open this? Yeah, here. Pretty much everything you need for a CNC or a small DIY 3D printer. And this was on sale, so I thought to myself once again, why can't I do a project with these nice little NEMA 17 stepper motors. These are powerful enough to drive a 3D printer, and to be honest, can be used for example, a robotic arm, or I don't know, so for some fun project in the future. Actually, something like a joystick controlled industrial robot arm or something like that would be fun to do. So once again, for a future project. Okay, one more of those usual Banggood packages. Okay, so this package contains modules for RC communication for the mentioned RC car project. So I ordered a bunch of extras. So 2 of these. As far as size, this is the transmitter part with the antenna, and I think this is the receiver part with the smaller antenna. So actually there are a lot of videos and a lot of tutorials on using these two together, and I've been eyeing with them for some time now because of this RC car project. That poor car been on my desk for quite some time now, and thought to myself, what should I do with it, how should I repair it? So I just read some forums and whatnot, and these together were the suggested parts for any DIY RC project. So again, I'm a total noob for RC cars and drones and whatnot, but again, it will be a fun project. So on with the next item. Joystick. What the? Okay, so just let me show you this. So I know this is a pretty basic joystick, but for just playing around and trying it will be fun, but I'm not sure about the quantity. As far as I remember, I ordered like 3 or 4 maybe to have some spares, but it's like 10 or something like that. So 2, 3, 5. Woohoo! 10 pieces! So I have a huge supply of joysticks now. Okay, this will be fun. Okay, next package. I really hate all this plastic. I mean, do I really need a separate plastic bag for this? Jesus. Okay, so these are the famous 555s. So for just timing purposes in projects, I really started to play around with LED lights lately, and I realized that while using a microcontroller for pretty much every project is fun and easy, it's sometimes an overkill. So I will try to utilize these more instead of microcontrollers. So for decorative lighting, unless you want to do some fancy stuff, you don't need a microcontroller. So then these are just LDRs, so light dependent resistors for the same project. Actually, first time I will be using these. Before I used light sensors and used microcontrollers. So once again, a learning project and a fun project with lights. These are two different, so one of these, one pack is 100K and the other is 10K potentiometers. So these are just small potentiometers for my future self-made circuits. And finally, these are, which I'm really interested in, are Bluetooth modules. So I have a couple of old speakers that I want to turn into Bluetooth speakers. And I don't really want to have like those portable ones with the battery and stuff like that, but still I want them to be able to connect via Bluetooth. And finally, the last bag. Okay, so these are just travel adapters for with an EU plug and with various, I think so for these, for US, and I don't know, I don't really care about this part. So these will be actually used for a future project, and yeah, I cannot really explain it right now. You will see. It's a fun little project. I've made a prototype of and actually posted it on Twitter, I think, and now I can make more of it and probably make a video about it. So it's a fun little conversion project. Let's have it as a surprise for later. Some more D1 minis on sale, so always useful. Then some heat sinks. So I have a couple of step up and step down modules that I just know to be, those are known to be overheating, and for those I need these little heat sinks just to keep the heat down. And even more heat sinks, but these are for Raspberry Pis. So guess what? Related to the cluster. Okay, here we go. So one last minute package. This time from AliExpress. From a seller I cannot really remember. As usual, I will put the links in the description anyway. So let's just quickly open this. And it's a lot of connectors. So these are for some audio related project. Just normal RCA audio cables. These are those alligator clips, and I have, actually they are really hard to open. Oh god, come on. Okay. Yeah, this one seems to be somehow problematic. Whatever. The rest seems to be okay. So I have a project in mind for those two. Then again, more RCA, this time sockets for the same project. Now these are double USB-A connectors, and these are meant for the Raspberry Pi cluster power distribution module. I really talk about a lot about the next version of that module, so I'm working on it, and hopefully soon I will showcase it. And the rest is various USB connectors. So USB-C, then micro USB, then once again micro USB and C. So these are actually the same, two packages of C and two packages of micro USB. And I need these because I'm planning to do or actually create some custom cables for, once again, the Raspberry Pi cluster. And that's because those cables I used to use, or I'm using currently, are very thick, and managing them is, well, not really a dream. So instead I will just create some custom cables which are really thin and short and will be useful for this purpose, like when the Pis are close to the power source. So as you have seen, a lot of parts, a lot of things to do, a lot of projects coming up, and yeah, I have really big hopes for this year. Hopefully will be much better than the last one, and yeah, I'm hoping to see you joining for this journey for this year and for the years to come, to be honest. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel or the main channel, consider subscribing, and yeah, let's do some projects together, and yeah, let's learn together. So hope to see you next week, next time, with another video. Until then, take care, bye.